Hi guys, what's going on? This is Namkraft and welcome to the final set, or the final series of games rather, between Rush and Mini. This is part of Group D, round of 16, ASL S19, and I think all of the good things must come to a close, except this, the series of games today were not actually that great. It was some nice games and some were kind of just plain boring. But what are those guys saying in the background? 230, 2 something. That guy on the right side looks mixed. It's definitely not Korean, not 100% Korean. Yeah, so we're gonna be seeing how Rush's PVT or TVP rather is gonna get tested here because he was crushed by Snow, and Mini is gonna try it with a forward gateway. Keep in mind this is Dominator reverse ramp, so if you can box in the Terran player and try to have a nice advantage, that is gonna be some nice thing. And especially because you can also then try to go and drop around the Terran's main base, and actually this game is gonna lend itself to drops to both of these players. Both of these players can have some advantages in terms of drops. But for the time being, it's gonna be Mini who takes the first initiative. He goes out there and it's gonna be up to him to make Rush react and play according to his, his dictated pace here. The SCV is gonna be very disheartened to find this probe arriving so early, and already start to do some shenanigans on the other SCVs. 2 SCVs are dedicated to either repair the first one and to chase these probes away. Let me just quickly review to you what is happening around the Starcraft world these days. These are the Elo scores of the players, and Mini against Terran, let me remind you, is 44% win rate only, and his Elo score is not so good. And as for Rush, he's a little bit better. Elo scores 1291, and against Protoss also not good, 44% win rate. So that's what we have going into this match for both of these players. Yeah, but everything is at stake, and let me once again remind you the state of ASL. So after 18 seasons, Terran has won 8 times, Zerk has won 7 times, and Protoss has won 3, but Zerk has won the last 3 times, going from a score of 4 to a score of 7, and almost about to eclipse Terran now. And anyways, here the most accoladed players in the history of ASL: Flash number 1, Soki 2, Queen number 3, and then we have Mini. So Mini is a very strong player, 1 gold and 3 silvers, the king of silver almost. The Zealot has arrived here. And I think the question that Mini and I would want to ask Mini, I want to ask him and he want to ask himself, is whether he will expand or try to go for Rush. He's going to try to go for Rush now. Looks like the SCV is not able to see it. Maybe he will see it eventually. The second Zealot is arriving. The SCV is going to finally check the expansion. He will see that the core is coming up and no expansion and not even a probe on high ground. Is it going to be a battery or a second gateway? Or could it be a forge? It would be hilarious if he actually builds a forge. SCVs might come out here. The moment he plants out something, it's going to be the moment, I think, for SC to do a train. There's going to be a battery attack. The first Marine has fallen. The second Marine is very close to dying. The second Marine doesn't work, but the Zealot is going to get trapped. The Zealot cannot go back. The Zealot cannot go back. The Zealot goes back. 1 health and 2 shield. It's going to be double battery here. Where's the second Zealot? There it is. But for the time being, the Zealot and the probes will get pushed back when the battery completes on time. But we will have the Vultures. So how can it succeed? It cannot succeed. SCV is chosen to come out as well. I think the second battery might be within reach, and looks like the Vulture is going to go out. But I think there's going to be just enough battery just to heal himself for the longest time possible. He's trying to get the Marine. He cannot get a Marine. He will get the Marine. He will at least do 1 more healing. He does a great healing. He's going to have to pull back now. And this Rush, maybe it's failing, maybe not, because we have the Dragoon coming out, the bunker's coming down. But before that, the Dragoon is going to be within reach of the Marine. Need to find a weak Marine. He can easily find it. He's going to start to move across the map. He's going to attack against SCV or the Marine. He gets the Marine. He's going to go through and gets the second Marine. He's not able to get it. He's waiting. He's going to get the other Marine, but they're all the strong ones. Go for the weak Marines, man. He gets one. Once again, he goes for the Marine, but lastly, the Dragoon's going to get pushed back on both these batteries, as whatever else is being constructed behind it will fall, and Mini has shot himself in the foot, if not in the face. And now the SV is still fully, full health. Rush, they have to destroy the pylon first before they actually plan down the command center. But then the question is, will he plan it down before the other battery is destroyed? He will, I guess he will put down the command center right in the face of Rush, so Rush will know that it's not a cheese here. And this SV is gonna finally die. What about the other damage? Dragoon. Okay, there are 2 Dragoons out here. I think Dragoon range, did it start before Nexus start or did it start after? I think it might have started started before, so those Dragoons is gonna be able to pressure the bunker, but the first Terran tank is out, so I think there's not many chances for Mini to do any kind of damage. The Vulture is gonna start to move across the map. The Vulture is gonna get trapped, possibly. It's gonna be very careful. It's gonna try to find once again the opening. Looks like the Dragoons allow the Vultures to go through. He takes how many hits? He takes, I think, 1 or 2 hits only, and that Vulture, even though it's damaged, he can actually still go out and do significant damage, and the other Dragoons gonna try to find it. This map Dominator, you can try to go around, but you know this sectional cut is very large. You cannot effectively just cover everything with a single Dragoon. It's very hard. Anyways, Robos coming up, and the positioning of the Robo signals to me that it's gonna be observers first, not it's definitely not gonna be Reavers first. Because it would take a long time for the Reaver to reach the front line. For the timing, we're looking at SCVs and probes getting transferred. Mini will transfer his probes first, and then Rush will transfer his SCVs later. The game will slowly transition into a mid game, but Mini once again is not advantaged. Look at the supply situation. Mini 42, and Rush is 39, just slightly behind. But that Vulture getting sniped is a big thing because the Vulture was damaged from before. We have 2 tanks and 5 Marines. That's 3 tanks. Looks like Rush might be doing a mid-game push. The second factory is coming up. Mini has built a forward gateway, which means he's going to be slightly disadvantaged. He's going to be Observer first. And if he's not careful, he's going to be in some trouble here. I mean, he's got a couple of hills he can try to cover. He can try to stop the tanks at this hill. And if he doesn't succeed, he will fall back to the other hill. And if he doesn't succeed, he will fall back to his main base. So he's got 3 checkpoints that he can actually use to kind of slowly crawl back in case, you know, things don't go his way. But anyways, we're looking at see how these two players going to be performing here. 2 Vultures going to come out, and the Vultures' objective is trying to go out there and start to go for some mine planting. For the timing, of course, there's also a threat of Dark Templar, so he doesn't want to negate that. He's going to plant some mines around the various locations just to make sure he can see if things are moving on the ground and in the air. But Mini is going to be walling himself up and getting ready to an expansion. Of course, he's going to be careful because there could be some shenanigans like a 4-pack or 5-pack push. Anyways, Vulture's gonna go towards the low base here, and looks like the mines finally get destroyed. That mine is still available, but it died, and at the last minute this Vulture takes with it how many kills? I think 2 kills possibly. And Mini's gonna expand where he's got probes in random location, just making sure they can actually expand to the bases that he actually wants to expand to most. He will expand towards the 1 o'clock position. This is the right choice because it's very far from the Terran main base. Very easy to cover. It looks like the Vultures might want to go and check that base out, but he's not going to be able to do anything. He would try to go past his Dragoons, but 2 Dragoons blocking very nicely here, as well as a single pylon. So they will pull back very great, and support coming from the 2nd Dragoon. So Observer's going to return as well. He's going to try to snipe the mine. Vulture could try to get on the 3rd base. Dragoons attacking against his expansion. The bunker will fall. Looks like there's going to be no repair work on the Marines, but at the last minute the tanks have the siege mode completed just on time. So these Vultures, are they trapped? Are they trapped? I guess they are trapped. They're going to try to stay on the high ground. No, they would need to leave, because why would they stay there? It's going to be not very beneficial at all. So anyways, the game will consist of some nice transition into mid to late games. So I'm going to take this chance to start to thank my fans. This possibly might be the last time I thank them in the series, not in my lifetime. So thank you very much to these gentlemen here. First of all, Mr. Red Terran Wraith for his support in the last 30 days, and specifically in the last like 10 to 5 days. Thank you, Mr. Sea Goblin. Thank you, Mr. Peter. Thank you, Mr. Alex, possibly from Russia. Thank you, Matt Damon from the United States of A. What is going on these days? Are you traveling? And thank you, Mr. McDonald, also from the US. And last but not least, the VIP person, Mr. Where's the VIP? Sorry, I need to find Mr. VIP. Mr. Matt from the US. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Mr. Matt, and if you don't like this big picture, it's because Mr. Matt told me to put it there. So you can tell him to stop sending Namkraft coffee if you don't want to get disruption on the screens. Anyways, back to this game. Mini is going to transition into Reavers and Zealots. This is the first phase. The second phase will be transitioning into High Templars. Okay, it looks like Mini's gonna close himself up. I'm not so sure if this is the right move or not, because drops could be a thing, especially on Dominator. Let's just quickly check the map stats on Dominator to know that we're looking at what kind of map situation here. It looks like Dominator is 49.4% for the Terran player to win against Protoss. A kind of even map here. Nothing separates between these two players. Forge coming up. The Shadows start to move out, and Rush is losing a tick too many Vultures for my liking. You need to actually conserve those Vultures. He knows that the enemy has walled off the various bases, so either he goes for drops or he just, chill the heck down and stay at home. There's going to be some cannons coming up in Mini's various bases as well. Where's the starport? There's no starport. There is no starport, so there's gonna be no chances for drops here. Anyways, this observer's gonna check position. The shuttle's gonna fly in, but there's a nicely placed turrets in the various location. He will find an opening. He will land a Reaver. He will destroy. How many turrets the tank needs to start to go there? Yes, we need to repair, and looks like it's getting destroyed. And the tank will take one shot against the other units. He does a nice shot. He might land a Zealot to take the tank shot, but no, he decided it's gonna be better just to wait for the Reaver to recharge his shield and just fight again. Mini is getting ready to expand towards his other base as well. Mini has not yet put a cannon in his 1 o'clock position, mainly because he doesn't see a starport anywhere. So he's trying to save that money for something else, and now Terran's gonna try to move out. This is a premature move out. He can land a Reaver because there are no tanks. Yeah, one observer is getting sniped and destroying 3 Marines in the process. It's a great find. And he's gonna back up. These tanks don't have upgrades, but we shall see what happens. Like I tell you, this game, this particular map drop is a thing, especially for Protoss. The Shadow is damaged, but not yet destroyed. And now, Mini will have several hamburger heals to stop the enemy against. He's gonna take the first good hits. 1 Dragoon's gonna get sniped, but reinforcements coming through, and now Mini will make a last stand at this hill. We can actually fall back one more time, but for the time, Dragoon's gonna come out to cut off reinforcement. It's gonna be a nice attack, but Dragoons on the low ground. The tanks gonna be reinforced with some vultures, and losing the first Dragoon is not a nice idea. And Mini is suddenly found himself in a kind of a bad situation. His Dragoons are now on the high ground. Looks like we need to attack, need to take advantage of his high ground situation. He's not. Where's the Shadow and the Reaver? It lands here, but it's a little too late. The Reaver will take a couple shots against the tank. He takes a good shot. The Goliath's gonna try and target the Shadow. Shadow has fallen. The Reaver will take one great shot. How many tanks remaining? The other shot is gonna hit just a single SCV, but he picks up the Reaver or not. I was not able to see, but I don't think it did. Anyways, SCV's probes need to get transferred towards a new base before this expansion get completely closed down. Dragoon's gonna come out once again to stop reinforcements, but we don't have Reavers in those shadows, and there's gonna be some nice attack, but these Dragoons are a little bit too close towards the tanks count. The tanks have +1 weapons, and Rush is doing a nice attack here. Probes are not getting transferred towards the new base. They need to get transferred now before the battle gets too close. Mini's got 1,000 minerals. This is typical Mini. He doesn't care about mineral. He just cares about micro. He gets some nice tanks up with the number of Dragoons and Zealots are dwindling fast, and he's got 1,400 minerals. He's the king of chaos. He doesn't freaking goddamn give a damn about money. He just says, you know what, I just want to micro my heart out and have a good time. That is basically his proposition here. These Dragoons gonna fall back. There's a mine behind it, and all of these Dragoons will fall. But granted, they have all been dead before anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Mini's gonna push out once again. He starts to make some more gateways. His his APM is actually not low, 400, but he's not saturating his fourth base. Like I tell you, Mini doesn't care. His playstyle is just attack, bam, 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 punch, punch, kick, punch, punch, kick. He's like, that game Street Fighter. Anyways, with the cannon complete, it's almost completed, but the 3 vultures will be doing a lot of damages, and will start to attack against the cannon. So they decided it's going to be better to go and hide here. They will hide here, so that means any kind of probe transfer is going to get destroyed. But good Reaver shots, and that last vulture, will it fall? It could potentially fall. We need to have some observer to see these mines, and Mini's gonna just put his observer back, and there's gonna be a wall in. Possibly Zealot need to come out and clear the minefield. Need to go for 1 Zealot, clear the mine at a time. He sends the 2nd Zealot. Reavers to land here to take the shots, and Mini need to send probes towards the 4th base. I mean, that base has been online for about 5 to 7 minutes, and he has not yet sent probes from his main base. I guess he's waiting for the cannons to complete. He's very low econ. Look at this, man. He's playing like a D+ player. He's playing like a goddamn D+ player. And the vulture's hiding here because he knows that probes will get transferred around that way. But now we will have high temperatures, so things will start to get interesting, and Mini finally to take the 3rd gas and more cannons. I love Mini. He's just so wild. He is just so like, I don't freaking give a goddamn crap about anything at all. Anyways, then we might have a drop in the main, but there's gonna be some mines, some turrets. And does somebody tell Mini about his weakness at all? I mean, does he not know that his playstyle is prone to being taken advantage of by the enemy? I'm not so sure, but he needs to take another expansion soon. He's gonna try to go in, and he's looking for some openings. There's a lot of turrets. There's gonna be some nice scan. The turret will see it. He's waiting for the scan to die out before he dives in, and the last thing he's gonna fall back. Probes have been exhausted in the main, and he's not yet sent probes towards the new base. This is so mini for you. Finally, he starts to send some units out, and even if he does all of this insignificant mistakes and blunders, he still wins. That is typical mini. So imagine if mini played to his full potential. He micros correctly, he macros correctly, he doesn't lose probes in transfer to vultures. What kind of monster would he be? He would be a very big monster. Very scary guy. For the timing, Rush is gonna just up a little bit with his upgrades here. He's got +1 armor, +1 attack. He's sitting at home and waiting patiently. Mini is gonna... I don't think I saw any high temperatures, not yet. Yeah, but I don't see any high temperatures, and that Reaver is gonna get stuck behind the cannon. And Mini doesn't really care, like I tell you. Anyways, his base is gonna come out, but the tank's gonna start to move across now. Zelle need to kind of hold this area. All of the Minis forcing him to go back together. Mini decided, I will sack this expansion. I don't care about it. I will cancel it. I will go for the main. Is that a right idea? There's a single tank and several turrets and minefield, but triple shuttle is good. We need to actually use the weak shuttle in the back. He does go for it. He lands some Zealot. He lands more Zealot. He will land some Reaver, but they will be within reach of the tank here, and they will try to get as many tanks as possible. He gets how many tanks? He gets one tank. He need to get the other tank on the southern side. He gets some Goliath. The Zealot need to actually get involved. There's gonna be some mine drag onto the vultures. That mine drag isn't so bad. The rest of the Zealot's gonna destroy themselves now, and this push is looking very strong, but Mini's gonna come around. He's got 2 high damage, not able to cast any storm. He does cast 1 storm, 2 storm to slow down the tank. As the Doctor is doing some good damage, he's gonna try to block it, and he might 1 more storm. He needs to go for the storm. This storm isn't so bad. Reinforcement coming from the back, but he's primarily Zealot. Not able to actually attack against these tanks and vultures siege lined. But what we can try to do is try to stop the enemy from attacking his 3rd base, because that could be a thing here. Mozilla coming through, and Shadow is gonna finally pick up his Reaver. They need to start to make all Reavers. Excuse me, all Shadows. Shadows, the thing. Zealot's gonna die so quickly because there's so many minefields. But Zealot coming from the back as well. A Dark Templar from the left side surrounding, but maybe it's a little bit too late. The Dark Templar need to attack against the tank. He goes to, there's gonna be a scan. He gets 1 tank. He gets a couple of tanks. The tanks are unsieging. And the last bit, they will all live, but what the tanks are not scanning, he will lose so many tanks. This other Dark Templar is destroying the last of the tanks now. He finally scanned. This Dark Templar takes some swaps or stabs or sharps or whatever at the remaining tanks, but there's gonna be just enough the tanks to hold here. Rush 144 supply, Mini 87. Mini is very close from losing the first game. He types GG. Thanks for watching. If you did not discuss video buying coffee, the link to that is gonna be in the video description. Bye bye.